and go ahead.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for coming to our Wednesday Q&A webinar that we now have every other week. And of course, thank you, Scott, for opening it all up, answering the questions. We're excited to have you. I'm going to try to not keep you for the full hour, but hopefully get everything that we need to discuss. Because Brad, who's typically my partner in crime in the webinars, and hello, Mike, always good to see you, is not here today. It's just me flying solo, helping you guys out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go over some basic points about how we want the Q&A session to run. And I'm going to answer lots of questions, but I just want to give everybody a heads up that on these Q&A webinars, we don't get into the very detailed answers of specific questions like how do you set up an automated trading strategy. I mean, I'm going to highlight all the things needed to highlight, but my point is simply, as the presentation will discuss at the end, we have an amazing support outlet, and all of these things are can be answered specifically for you one-on-one with our support team. But I'm going to cover the very basic topics and all good stuff there. So let's begin. Before we start, always our disclaimer: Trade Ideas is not a registered investment advisor. All the information provided by myself, Scott, or any other member of the Trade Ideas team is strictly for educational and informational purposes only. Should you want specific investment advice, please consult a registered investment advisor, which we are not. Okay. All right. We always like to typically start with these slides where we tell you that we're very proud of the fact that we're a completely non-venture funded technology company. We all did it ourselves. We've been 20 years in this business, and many of the people here have been here for over a decade. And we are going to be, Scott, I believe we're going to be 6 years on the Inc. 5000 in a row. We got to update this part of the slide, as I say all the time, but I think it's going to be 6 years running in a row. So it's a pretty amazing feat, considering that when we do this, we have to compete with ourselves to continue to grow in sometimes fairly challenging environments. So we thank you. You guys, the subscribers, are our venture capitalists. Without you, we would not be here, and we're grateful for all of your support and the time that you spend here with us on these Q&A demos, and we hope that we make it worth your while. So many things in the pipeline. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to really reiterate the fact that Trade Ideas is the platform for financial market data that you need to have as an individual investor. I mean, if you're trading bonds and messaging with hedge funds, there's Bloomberg for you and stuff like that. But if you're an equity-centric investor looking for the best things to buy and sell in terms of stocks or ETFs, Trade Ideas is the #1 platform by far. And I'm going to demonstrate why. We've just upgraded to a new version. If you haven't, and this is the production version of our product, we just kind of merged them. And by the way, we already have things that are out. In other words, we're already at a next level from this version right now. But let me just kind of go over a couple of things on here. #1, of course, you see that we've been creating a new way to visualize market data called the stock races. And what the races are and why you see the cars there is that they allow you to compare relative strength of stocks to one another up to 20, which in essence is just like seeing 20 charts on a screen, but being able to discern who's really moving the most in terms of relative strength to one another. So in here particular, you're watching this, this is a screenshot that we took. And there's 3 specific screenshots here, and they're all very important. #1, of course, you have the race, okay? And I'm going to discuss that, and I'm going to show you more about this. But we have been talking about it. It's just that we're continuing to improve the way the race works. And a couple of things to know here is that the color of the symbol denotes whether it's up or down in terms of change from the close. So in this particular example, you can see again all the stocks that are moving up that are winning or that are up, but sometimes it's the stocks that are down that are turning around, that are starting to make the move. And this color denotion lets you quickly understand, okay, here, these are turnaround plays, while these, the green, are continuation plays. Very important because we're trying to get you to the information faster than the other guys. Another important thing that we've been working on is the charts. And here you can see that we have a messaging in the chart. If something gets halted, you get to see it. And we also added better smart risk levels and better charting in general. I'm going to show it to you. But these are the three things that I want you to focus on. And they're critical for you to just get the benefit of everything that we've been bringing to market. And by the way, the ride never ends and there is no finish line. There's so much going on in the pipeline. We're improving the speed of the software. I'm going to hopefully demonstrate that to you in terms of the charting. We're going to be adding that to our top list. The races are going to be smoother and faster, more fun to watch, and tons of improvements in the charts. So these are the three things that I want you to focus on: better charting displays all around, and of course, the races. And this is, as I mentioned before, version 5.5.69, and that is the production version of our software at this point. Another thing that you need to be aware of is we have extended our market hours to now match all of our competition. This has been a pain point for some because we used to have the market open, I think, only 2 hours before the actual open, but now we are opening it up at the point of anytime the ticks start to happen. So I think in this case, it's 1 a.m. Pacific time, or obviously at 3 hours, and you get 4 a.m. Eastern time. That is when our software now opens. And the same thing with the close, extended data. So you've been asking for this, we listened to you, we made the adjustments. That's something that you surely should be watching for and be excited about. It's a big feature, and again, earlier pre-market and post-market data is now available to all of you. And as per this demonstration, we're working to really catch up to the trading views and the TC2000s and the e-signal on the charting side, so that you don't need all these other vendors. We already believe that our charting is certainly good enough, but we're adding all of the bells and whistles, okay? And you're going to see some of that when I switch to the platform part of the demonstration, which I'm about to do now, and then we'll get back to this towards the close. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, it's a big upgrade in terms of the servers for us, because remember, we started as an analytics company, not a charting company. So our analytics take a lot of bandwidth for all of our servers to be processing information so that it can get ready for the trading day that's coming now. I mean, tomorrow, processing the AI, cleaning everything up. But again, we've invested into this infrastructure, and as a result, we got more efficient, and we actually lowered the price, okay, of the software just recently. So if you go to the price page, you can see that we're able to pass some of these savings on to you. Okay, so I'm gonna X out of this, and I'm gonna minimize it and jump right into this page. So a couple of things to discuss in terms of what you're seeing, and please let me know, are you able to see my screen? You should be on what's called the meme stocks channel, and this is our channel bar. It distinguishes us from the other vendors because we make it easy for you to go in the direction that you need, or the path of least resistance, whether you're looking at cannabis stocks or just winners, or you like to see the S&P 500 or the meme stocks. We've got this for you. Thank you, Mike. So this channel is an upgraded meme stock channel because let's face it, the meme stocks are back in play. You should be paying attention to the GameStops, the AMCs, the HYMCs. They're all doing stuff, doing some pretty serious trading. And here you can sort this. One of our favorite ways to do it is to sort it by relative volume. So now you can see, first of all, Lululemon, just monster move happening. Up 33 points, up 10% today on 8 times normal volume or 8 times relative volume. That's a pretty big move, okay? And people who use trade ideas are quickly able to spot these moves, okay? Just like what's happening here, as you can see, Sundial is trading up, a little bit after hours because this is when our Q&A webinar is. And you can see that Sundial has been up today, just a penny, but my point is the relativity of it. Lululemon also up, continuing higher, while RC, which was down today, is kind of turning around, okay? Now, sometimes, again, you'll see that my stuff comes in a little bit differently because I'm on a very brand new development version. It's a little bit less stable than the version that you guys have, but that's what I do. We test things internally for our development, making sure that everything is working the way it should be. So the races, once again, when you see them live, you kind of get an understanding of what it is that we're trying to accomplish. You can see the dollar moves or penny moves and the percentage movers and why. I mean, obviously Sundial, because it's less than $1, it's very easy to move after hours, but you get the idea, okay? And today was a negative day for the NASDAQ, and you're quickly able to discern the winners from the losers. And there's lots of different ways you can do that at Trade Ideas. Of course, we have remember that I didn't set anything up here. You have these columns, okay? You have these columns that are sortable. So here I can sort by what's closest to its high or top area of its range. So TA, for example, okay? You can see it made this move, and I can right click, make sure that I'm including pre and post market data in it, and I am, okay? So it kind of made a little bit of a comeback here. And this is TA. Now let's look at TV, okay? TV is trading at the top of its position in range, which is its range for the day. And these things are ways that our users, the Trade Idea subscribers, are able to navigate the market more efficiently than the competitors. You don't need to look at 17 actual charts when you've got this information in front of you, whether you're watching the race and you can quickly see who's winning, okay? Or if you're sorting and resorting, here I can sort by just who's moving up over the last 5 minutes, Wish, making a little bit of a move. And I'm gonna go to this clock, okay? And I'm gonna change it to 5 minutes, okay? So you can do that. And notice also that one of the other things that we change is here, you have this candles icon. But what you can do is you can pick candles, you can pick open, high, low, close, just the high, low, and close, area, line, or bars, okay? So we've made all of these choices available for you, and now our chart-based buy and sell buttons, which I have grayed out, and again, I'm not gonna be able to demonstrate that to you the way I want to because, well, maybe I'll be able to. So if I go right-click and edit strategy, I can assign, for example, this is a paper trading assignment. I can say 5,000 at market, stop at low, and the direction is long, and I'm gonna set an account, and oh, I'm not logged in. Let me change that real quick. Hold on a second, guys. Let me start from scratch. So here is Brokerage Plus, okay? And right now it's not connected. So this is some of the strategies that I have here, but I'm gonna go to Brokers, and you can see we have E-Trade, which you can, if you are an E-Trade account holder, you can connect it to Interactive Brokerage. TD Ameritrade, Trade Ideas Simulated Trading, I'm gonna hit connect, and that is what I am going to connect to, okay? You can click on your positions, and you can see again what it is that we have here. So that this is your Brokerage Plus, it's just that it's in simulated trading mode, okay? And I can click on this account, and this is now my simulated trading account. And if I buy something during market hours, it'll appear here, and I can test my strategies without having to risk real money. You can use the buttons like flatten, half, double, reverse. You can practice everything that you need to practice. Okay, so now I'm gonna move this out of the way real quick. And right click here and edit chart strategy. Bring that in, let's see if this works. Accounts, and I'm gonna go to simulated trading default, and I'm gonna say save. Okay, so now I've got this long, and it's the 5,000 at market, stop at low. I'm gonna hit okay. So see how this buy button now activated in green? Okay, that means that tomorrow, if I save this the way I have, I can go in, and anytime I pull up a chart, it doesn't matter which one, it can be like Micron, I can take this buy button and drag it and purchase things wherever I want to. Let me add the sell. Let me add the sell button, okay? So I'm gonna right click again, and I'm gonna edit strategy. So here I have $1,000 at market short. I'm gonna allocate it to my same account, simulated trading. I'm gonna hit save, and I'm gonna hit okay. And now all of my buy and sells are activated. So what this allows you to do, and we believe this is a very convenient way for you to learn, is to trade visually. So let's just say hypothetically, for example, I wanted to buy coin. Okay, this is Coinbase. And again, after hours, it's a little bit trickier, but I'm gonna go right here, click. Oops. And now I can see how this crosshair is telling me, okay, well, where do you want to buy it? So what I can do is I can say, well, if it breaks out above, let's call it 200. Yeah, I think it's because it's after hours, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, here it is. Okay, it appeared just a little bit. So two things are happening. Okay, my bad. Number one, I have this opening order ready. Okay, so this is in practice mode. I'm going to drag it right to 200 here. Almost had it. Okay, we'll call it 204 cents. So I have an opening order. So if Coinbase goes to 200, I'm going to buy it. But look at this amazing feature right here that teaches you how to do proper risk management. Okay, and that is that you're instantly setting your own stop, and you can move it out a little bit right here if you want to. But the idea is that, notice, I didn't have to like go into a configure and set all of this up. So let's go to another one, TRLY. This one, I'm just gonna do something very similar, buy, and I'm gonna place the buy order, let's call it right here. We'll wait for it to appear. Boom, here it is. I'm gonna zoom out. And this is your stop order. This is the beauty of Trade Ideas, because I'm showing you really how the software teaches you how to properly execute risk management. It's already doing it for you. And by the way, you can take these orders, right? And you can say, well, you know, 814 and 796, that's too small. I'm gonna move it down to here. This is where my exit's gonna be. Whoops, let me change that real quick, right there. Okay. So now you're saying that this is the level that if it breaks this, that's where you want to exit. Now you can zoom back in, you've got your buy order and you know where your stop is, but it was all automatic. Okay, let's take a look at sundial. Same thing. I'm just practicing here. And this is what you should be doing when you are working on the software, trying to figure out what you need to do. Instead of risking real money, you go into simulated trading and you start making simulated trading bets. Okay, here we go. Once again, your buy order and your stop order automatically working together. I cannot stress or emphasize the importance of being able to do this at once with one click. Okay, it's critical because you aren't needing to kind of pop the hood open to your car and get under it and try to change the oil. The car is running like a Tesla. It's doing it for you. It's got that driver support. It's telling you, hey, there's something in your blind spot. You need to set your stop. And this is the difference between ourselves and the competition, is that we do all of this for you without you needing to do anything else. So let me do a couple of things real quick. So we were on the meme stocks channel, and let's say you were just interested in doing something else. Like for example, I can go right to the after hours channel, simply click on it. You can see the races are getting ready to populate, and here we go. Now I'm in after hours mode, and this looks like it's halted, HRTF, or at least that's what this indicates right here. So now you're seeing what that display does. So let's switch to a symbol here, RCMT. Okay, we're on a 15-minute chart. I can click on the clock, switch that to 5 minutes, and I can zoom out a little bit if I want. Or yeah, like right here. So I'm going to go again and do exactly what we practiced. I'm going to click on the buy button, set it to 1040. And of course, you can already see the sell is right here. And remember, it knows exactly what to do. And here you have it. Your order entry buy and your sell ready. But you can say to yourself, you know what? That's just too much. But the beauty is that all these things you can adjust just by your hands. And here you are. Now I just moved it to this area of the chart, and you've got this freedom to let your eyes work for you. So Anil, in this case, in paper trading mode, and obviously if you have it set up to your brokerage account, it will automatically execute these orders for you. What it's doing here is you're setting up your chess strategy before the market opens. In other words, I'm going through stuff here that's going to be happening tomorrow, and as long as I come in, Anil, no, that's not the right answer. Sorry. I don't know where you heard the buy low and sell high business, but I think that's just one of those memes that people say. There's tons of different ways to do it. And again, I'm not telling you what to do. This is not investment advice. I'm just telling you my approach. And my approach is simply visual. It's a continuation of a play. You can very easily do it another way, and I'll show you how to do that. Let me pick up PRG. Okay, so I can click on buy, and I can say, okay, well, I think it's ran a lot, so I want to buy it right here. Okay, so now I've done it, and it'll wait for it to come down, and again, and here's your stop, and it's already been placed. So all of that is done automatically for you. It's not me telling you that you need to buy high or sell low or vice versa. I'm simply demonstrating the automation of the software and that it's there to help you navigate the market depending on what you want to do. Where do you feel comfortable? Okay, same thing here. I'll just do the exact same thing. I'll click on the buy button. I'll say, you know what, this thing has ran a lot. So how about we pulls back to this support level? I'm going to click it here, and I'm going to zoom out, and here's my stop. Okay. Now, obviously, okay, look at the point range here. It's quite a bit. It's big point range. And I'm not saying that I would actually do anything like hold, you know, a 20-point loser, but that's where you can just move that up to this area right here, and now you're back in business. There it is. Now you can adjust it any way you like, but do you see how easy it was and how beautiful this looks when you're executing the game plan? So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what separates Trade Ideas from the other vendors, okay? We make it easy for you to learn, and we make it easy for you to navigate this market. And that is the difference. When you have this advantage, again, you can then just unemotionally place these orders and watch them execute. And as they're being executed, you can sort of do any kind of adjustment you want. You can take this and move it lower, you can move it higher. All of that is up to you. But we give you the tools that you need to succeed without you needing to spend inordinate amounts of time learning how to configure. And all of this, by the way, is available, of course, in our user's guide, and all of the support team is there to help you get the most out of this technology. But the beauty of what I was demonstrating is that it's all there for you already. That, you know, you've got these buy and sell buttons, and let's do a sell order. And so you can just kind of see what that would look like. And then we'll move on to another topic. So I'm going to click on Xenia, okay? And then what I'm going to say is that I'm going to click sell, and I'm going to say, okay, let's put a sell order just below this price. Oops, hold on. So yeah, there we go. And notice how, once again, the stop is automatically placed for you, reducing order to stop at 9:31. That means if it hits this, but then goes to highs, you're going to get out. You can do multiple trades, buy and sell, anything you want. I'll pull up the stock for you on OSTK, but again, the specifics on all the how-tos, you should, A, you know, if you're not an account holder, have an account, and B, set up a training session and our team will teach you all the specifics that you need. So let me just quickly show you once again. You can just, you know, you can, when the market's open, you can buy it basically at market, right? But here, since we're in after hours, I'm just using this as an example. I'm saying, okay, let it come to me right here. So I want it to go a little bit higher, and then I want to make sure that I'm protected in case I'm wrong. And here's my protection. That's how you do it. And you can do this multiple times over and over, any way you like. But I have to tell you guys, as the CEO of the company, I look at this and I'm like, look how beautiful. And Barry, I know you're doing this too. Barry, who's the leader of our trading room, which is amazing. And I'll be discussing that, and everybody should check it out if they haven't. Barry, look how pretty this looks. Just the beauty of being able to set up your strategy, you know, adjust it on the fly if you need to. This is what we offer. It's this ability to work with the tech in a way that frees you to not have to be stuck, okay? Not have to be stuck configuring, just let your eyes lead you versus being completely overrun by technical indicators of some kind, okay? And you can, of course, adjust time frames. Let's say you're more comfortable on a 15-minute, you can do that. All of that is strictly up to you, okay? So this is what we are famous for. The channel bar lets you work on any kind of market situation. Of course, I wanted to show you here we have a channel called Stocks I Like, and that's when you do something like this. So you see GRTS and you click heart. So just like you would on some social media, and you're doing it. So Bullseye, I think you can. I'm not doing that here because again, I've got a development version and I don't want to like crash it or mess any of it up. I believe you can certainly trade in terms of paper trading during anytime you're seeing the prints. Yes, so when you're Steve, when you're doing the buttons like I'm doing and they are executed, that is exactly where it shows up. So it shows up in this, which is your brokerage plus. And of course you can, to answer Anil's question, you can just be typing symbols in. And you know, let's see, I'll do like a random one. Dell shares 100. And let's see if it does anything. So buying 100 shares of Dell market. I don't know, again, in this particular development version, we may not have the extended stuff turned on, but I'm sure that if it isn't, it will be available shortly and it can be turned on because you should be able to practice with after hours stuff. But this is what the execution panel looks like. Once you have a position, you would see it here, and it will track your P&L for you, and as well as other critical statistics that you need to know for managing your account, okay? So that's how that's done. There's also a calendar, okay, which tells you how you're doing. So you can also track your accounts day by day, and you can see how you're doing versus the S&P. So that's called alpha because you're always comparing yourself to the market and you want to know, like, is it an alpha check day or not an alpha check? And this is how you do it. So we have lots of really cool things for you. This is what a position looks like. It would look something like this. Tells you long, how many shares, what your exposure is, the last, unrealized P&L, total P&L, percentage points, etc. Okay. So yeah, we cover all US and Canadian. So I'm going to move that over and I'm going to show you something else that we do that's kind of cool that goes a little bit, you know, under the radar, shall we say. Let me see here. So these are docking windows. So this allows me to almost have like multiple, well, I have multiple monitors, but in each monitor, I have different things that I can surf. So here I have the after hours station on. And in the one that we were just talking about, I had, well, sorry, they're both on after hours. Let me switch this one to the FANG stocks. These are your Facebooks, Apples, Netflix, and things like that, things that you see right here. So I can track two different types of moves all at once. So here I'm watching the after hours on this channel, and right here I'm watching the FANG stocks. So Anil, again, I don't cover the specifics on how to do trading strategies on this one. That's something that you should do on one-on-ones. And remember, we're not investment advisors. You have to figure out a way to trade that works for you. But I will tell you a great resource for that is Mr. Barry Anderson's trading room. Barry helps so many people kind of come up with a strategy that they can utilize and work on their own. And he's answering questions here in the room, as well as runs and is the moderator of our trading room, and is an amazing resource for people and is available all the time to help you get the most out of the market. Okay, so that's something that you want to talk to specifically. Again, I don't know if you're a subscriber or not, but number one, only subscribers can get that kind of one-on-one help. And once you're a subscriber, we are more than happy to help you figure out what it is that you need to do. And we have so many things. You know, we have the back testing that you can do on your own. And of course, we have the AI that helps you. So there's tons of different things. Let me give you an example. I'm going to bring in the AI today, and I'm going to show you just some things that people often can't even sort of imagine. But here is our AI, okay? And we caught BNTX, let me scoot this, a sell signal at 183, and here it is, the cover at 174. That's an 8-point move. And then there were some small losses, but again, they were actually, let's go over it. You had a short here, and it was in the money quite a bit, but it just came back through the end of the day. And here's a long that was positive, but just came back kind of flat. And sometimes, again, you catch something where you think it's going to go, but then it goes against you. But that's why we have an instant stop. So the AI never makes the trading mistakes that we make as people by getting emotionally attached. So it's teaching you how to do it the right way. Very similar to what I showed you on how we automatically place the stop. So this, see, stop, hit, stop, hit. There is no magic 8-ball where something knows the future, because if it was, nobody would be selling it, and you would just use it to get rich. But what we do is we implement a strategy like chess or playing strategy blackjack or proper statistical poker, where we look for statistical breakouts in the market, and then when those things happen, we take action. And here's an example. You've got the buy right here, and look how much farther it went. I mean, it went basically a point in the money and stayed there for quite a long time, and then just simply sold off when the market sold off. Okay, and of course, you've got your stop to make sure that you're protected. So there is nothing like this in the marketplace. There's no other vendor that has a system that you can watch, trade live. And again, this can trade live money for you if you have E-Trade or interactive brokerage set up, or you can of course execute all of this either automatically, or as Barry would say, most people do it on their own. They see a trade and they decide if they do or don't want to get in. And here you can see all the different exit reasons that we have. There's of course the profit save, where something's going for you, and this is what's called conservative mode. So I'm just going to show it to you. So profit save is just a way for you to protect your money. Reduce risk, same thing. It's trying to make sure you're not getting into a lot of risk. And then stop is when it just moves against you quickly and you get stopped up. So TOS, Matt, Thinkorswim, is that integration? We've tried. Now we link with Thinkorswim, so we have a way for you to type in a symbol and trade ideas and have that pop into your Thinkorswim charts or execution panel, but we do not have a trading connection to Thinkorswim. And you simply have to ask Thinkorswim why. I don't know why they didn't want to do it, but they always can. We're available. E-Trade did it, Interactive Brokerage did it. I think Thinkorswim is just so big that they think they don't need to. Right, so Matt, there's two connections that we recommend. It's Interactive Brokerage and E-Trade. Let me just bring this up real quick. So here's brokers, 1 of 5. So E-Trade is your zero commission brokerage. Interactive Brokers is a commission-based broker, but they're just a little bit more advanced, okay? And of course, you have our simulated trading. We're working with Alpaca for some institutional stuff, and also we're working on cryptocurrency. So that's another thing that Alpaca does, and we're going to provide you the ability to do that. But TD Ameritrade, we started, but their API just was not up to par, okay? So that's why we have not activated that, but I would suggest either E-Trade for zero commissions or Interactive Brokerage for more functionality. So let me close this up. I think we're done with the demonstration. I'm going to finish up with the rest of the PowerPoint. Getting close to our time. As I said, lots of chart improvements that we showed. Performance monitor, which lets you see if there's any problems that are happening. You don't need to worry too much about it, but this really helps you know where the issue is and if you really need support. So we have a mode that lets you focus on the profitable trades. And this is not cherry picking. It's really just, let me see if what did I do with that? Okay, here we go. So filter any profitable trade. Okay, so here, what you've got is all the trades in conservative mode that made money. So whichever mode is profitable, you can just say profitable trades only. And you can see which ones they were and how it happened. So you can, again, just go to them and you can see what happened. Now, these are all marked to market, but in conservative mode, you exited the trade. On here, it's called a timed exit. So when did that happen? Let's take a look. You sold it right here and you bought it back right there. You could have bought it back, here, but this was the sell. So small gain. Buy right here and you sold it right there. Okay, that same thing. And notice it's showing you all of this. Okay, so this is all happening in real time. You can see it all. Buy here, sell point right there. And here you have sell point, buy point. So that was a short. And here you have the buy point. And again, it went a little further, but basically a flat. Thank you, Barry, for the cloud link. So now again, that we've covered that, I'm gonna finish up the presentation. So that's the one part that I had not yet shown, which was this filter mode. It's very important because it lets you just focus on the winners. And if you're not trading automatically, you're just focusing on everything that's working. Very strong. As we've said before, stock racing, if you're not watching this information, you're missing a gigantic amount of data. This is the way to view stocks versus stock action, and we're going to make it faster and smoother. So you want to start watching this now, and they're virtually in every single channel. And it's trade-ideas.com/stock race. This is just another way to take a look at it, but you can really see some amazing things. I mean, look how many stocks we're able to compare to one another. You can see who the winners were, what's going on. It is the improved way to look at information. I've said this before. If you think that $7.50 is a lot of money on a per day basis for forward-facing AI, you should not be a subscriber. If this amount of money hurts you and you need discounts, even though we provide discounts, come on, ladies and gentlemen, you're not gonna be able to survive in the market if $7.50 hurts you on a per day basis. I'm helping you. Do not subscribe to Trade Ideas if this amount of money you think is a lot of money to pay for the kind of data that I just showed you. Of course, we charge monthly or annually, but look, this is what you're paying. Come on, guys. And of course, for being here, and if you're not a subscriber, we have a 20% off first month of the year of Trade Ideas. Your promo code is MARCHON, March on, because we're in March, the very end of it. But don't subscribe if $7.50 is a lot. I'm helping you here. Our education is bar none. Webinars, support classes, anything and everything you need, online information. Our YouTube channel is amazing. It's all there, including the things that Barry provides. Yes, Tom, you can manage multiple accounts. In fact, I trade my IRA with Trade Ideas, okay? So trade-ideas.com/live. And again, you can get all of this information and much, much more from our amazing support team that are always ready to help every subscriber. Barry's Trading Room, he's showing you what he's doing, strategy. There's a meritocracy of very sound Trade Ideas subscribers who are experts on various things, all related to Trade Ideas. Barry's the leader. Other support team members also come in, and I really recommend that highly. Anil, switching to E-Trade in this case would be great. And we've talked to Fidelity before, but again, they're just so big, they don't care. So E-Trade and Interactive Brokers are there for you. E-Trade for zeros and IB for, a little bit more muscle under the hood. But yes, and it's very easy to switch your accounts. And you should tell your Fidelity guy what you're doing if you end up doing that. But to check out Barry's room, go to trade-ideas.com/trading room. As we've been discussing, if you want to find out all the details, here's Interactive Brokers at trade-ideas.com/IBKR. And for the zero commission option, trade-ideas.com/eTrade is your option there. We are very active on all social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Like us, support us there. We appreciate it because it helps people know that we exist. And if should you have any questions of any kind, you can always shoot us an email to info@trade-ideas.com. And your last resort is the phone number. I highly recommend doing the email first. So Scott, I think this is what it is. I believe we're done.
Yeah, I think that wraps us up. Thanks for including all the plugs, and the recording will be available tomorrow morning. So if any of you missed anything, you get an email reminder tomorrow from GoToWebinar with a link to the playlist. Thanks, Dan. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Barry.
Bye-bye.
Scott, thank you very much. Take care, everyone. We appreciate your time. Bye.